This is the Pegasus World Cup News Minute, presented by Adequan for Friday, January 25th. Glad you can join us. Ray, it's here. The wait is over. The Pegasus World Cup is tomorrow. So all that's left to do is handicap this year 2 races instead of 1. Let's start with the turf. $7 million, $3 million to the winner, a mile and 3/16 on the turf. How do you see this one shaking out?
Well, there's a lot of contention in this race, and I'm virtually 100% certain that Fahan Mura will get the lead. The question is, can this long shot mare keep going? I don't think so. I think the pace is going to be hot with her being pushed by Aerolith, the Japanese mare, and I think this could set up with a fast pace for a crazy finish. Any horse could win it if they can stay the distance. What's interesting to me is that many of the best horses in this race are really milers. They've not really proven themselves at the distance of a mile and 3/16. So I think Catapult, who's a really good miler, second in the Breeders' Cup mile to Expert Eye, is going to make the first run. But I think the last run and the winning run will be made by the Irish filly Magic Wand for Aidan O'Brien.
All right. I have 3 double-digit long shots that I've been looking at closely. Speaking of the distance, Channel Maker has been running farther and won a Grade 1 recently against the Arlington Million winner Robert Bruce, impressively by 4.5 lengths. It's a good horse. He's 4 for 21, but Bill Mott gets him ready. I like that horse. I also like Next Shares. I actually bet him at the Breeders' Cup and was very disappointed. So I'm probably going to stay away this time. So I'm going to land on Delta Prince, who's a 15-1 shot on the morning line. Jimmy Jerkins is very good going sprint to route. The last race for this horse was a sprint. He's got numbers in every category, and the horse picks up Frankie Dettori. So, and at the price, I'm going with Delta Prince. All right, let's move on to the Pegasus World Cup on the dirt. How about this one?
Well, pattern recognition is probably going to be the speed. Drew the unfortunate 12-post, the short run to the first turn. I think the only shot this horse has is to really be used by Jose Ortiz early to try to get the lead. He probably will get the lead, but that's going to be such a great setup for City of Light, who starts from the 3-post. I think is going to get the 2-hole trip. It's going to be a perfect trip for City of Light, who, if there was no other speed in the race, could go to the front. But I think he'll sit second. I think he'll make the first run on pattern recognition, and he'll hold off Accelerate. It's a chalky one, but I think the second choice will beat the favorite.
We agree about this race. While I think the other race is going to be chaotic and probably have a long shot win, I do think this one's going to be much more formful, and I do agree that City of Light is the pick here. That horse ran really quick fractions on the front end in the Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile and was still going at the wire. That's a tough horse. It's going to be very difficult for Accelerate to get past him. Accelerate can do it, but I just see City of Light having the advantage here. I'm looking for a long shot to spruce up the exotics, however, and the one I'm landing on is Tom's d'Etat, trained by Al Stahl, 20-1 on the morning line. This is his first graded stakes race, so he's stepping way up, but he's been training excellent and running well in the class that he's been running in, and Al is very high on him. So let's give that horse a chance to hit the trifecta.
Yeah, I think if I were to throw a long shot into the exotics, it would be Audible, who, you look at that last race, he at 1-10, he should have won that in a romp, but he needed the race. They probably didn't have him. Todd Fletcher probably didn't have him perfectly primed for that race. This race, he's shown last year he likes Gulfstream Park, winning the Florida Derby Holy Bull. This is the race they want to win at Gulfstream Park. I think he'll be much tighter.
And up and down this card, there's a lot of very competitive betting races. First post time is 11:30. The 11th and 12th races are the Turf and the World Cup on dirt. So that one goes off about 5:40 on NBC. The coverage there starts at 4:30. And throughout that card, as I mentioned, it's not just competitive betting races, but you've got a couple of other highly thought of horses. In Stormy Liberal is in one race, and then you have Shamrock Rose, both Breeders' Cup winners last year, and both just won Eclipse Awards. So you're going to get to see some really high-end talent on Saturday at Gulfstream Park. All right, that's going to do it for this Pegasus World Cup News Minute. Thanks for joining us.